much stock do you guys put into last year? You guys were able to run the ball so well against this team.
I don't think we look at that at all because they've changed their front a little bit up since the first few games. So we just got to focus on what we're doing, and I think that applies to every game every year. It's never going to be the same as last year, so we just got to do our job.
They're using a 4-man front now, right?
They're in 3 now.
3 down. They started the season as 4.
Yeah, so played some 4 down last
Do you
year.
think you might see both?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've seen it. We've had a few games this year where we've seen both. So you never know what could happen. You got to see on game day what occurs. So just be ready for it.
How difficult is that for you if you're, depending on where you're playing, whether it's right guard or right tackle? I mean, just do you go through both in terms of prep and all that?
I mean, I've had a lot of experience at guard and tackle, so I mean, yeah, a little bit of both.
How tough is it to go back and forth between 2 positions?
Sometimes a little tricky, but once I get into the rhythm, get a few reps going, it's not too bad.
How are you guys approaching this game mentally, just given that it's the first ACC game, right?
I think we all recognize, like Coach Deuce says, the preseason is over. It's time for the ACC play, so it's time to really lock in, really hone in what we're doing, and just focus on our job, just do the best that we can.
Coach Narduzzi said yesterday that you embraced the move to guard. You like that better than tackle?
I like both. They're different. Tackle's a little more finesse, guard's a little more physical, so I like elements of both, and I think I can play both, but I like them both.
So if it being a different defense from last, do you guys even go back and watch last year's tape from last year's game, or?
A little bit here and there. We watch a bunch of different games and different tapes. So I mean, there's always things you can point out from every game, and not as much last year. Like I said, the front's a little different. So I mean, people are a little different. Some people the same. So I mean, you got to focus on what's happening now, what's happening this year so far. So that'll be the best, I guess, for Saturday.
Can you take? Have you seen strides being made by the offensive line as a whole since the beginning of the season?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like I mentioned earlier in the year, in the off season, we really focused on trying to be physical, trying to be the best unit that we can be in recent years, and I think we're doing a good job so far. And we have to keep growing, keep learning, and just keep improving every game.
Where do you see the improvements, hopefully, in the run game? Obviously, you guys have been able to run against New Hampshire and UMass and struggle a bit more against Tennessee and Western Michigan. What do you see in that regard for you guys as blockers and then just as the offense as a whole in terms of running the ball?
I think just making adjustments on the fly, because there's always going to be adjustments in game that you might not be prepared for, and yeah, just making those adjustments, being able to adjust on the fly, and just block it as best as we can.
Do you feel like you guys made better in-game adjustments in the UMass and New Hampshire games as opposed to the other two, or?
I don't think so.
No.
I think it was pretty similar. I just think it's about getting hats on hats, and if you don't do that, it makes it hard, no matter the adjustment sometimes.
You're facing a 3-man front. Is that a little easier front to run against, or does it matter at all?
I don't think it matters. I think it's just kind of the way they play. Every 3-down front's a little different from team to team. 4 down, 3 down, doesn't really matter. Just about executing your job, and if you don't do that, you're never going to be able to run it or pass it, so you just got to focus on doing your job, and that's really all that matters.
Without getting into how you guys plan on, thwarting it, I mean, what makes their 3-man front different or unique?
They have a few different things. Just the way they play the running back, play different schemes. I won't get into all of that, but like the way they do different things is a little different than maybe UMass did it. So yeah.
Nothing you haven't seen before?
I don't think so. I think it's a little combination of what we've seen here and there, and just kind of got to mix it together and mix and match, and that's kind of what you got to do.